Hello friends, you're with Lonesome Gamer, and today I'm playing Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Age. Now, before I want to start though, just want to quickly talk about an important issue. You probably might have heard about that. This whole new restricted mode thing on YouTube, where basically an AI decides for you which videos you're about to see and which ones not. Now, I have no idea if that has any effect on my view counts. I didn't even check them. I usually don't. And my videos are not monetized, so yeah. But of course, I like it when people watch my videos, obviously. So, but in general, I think that's an important thing. Please check this issue out. There's a good video from Red Letter Media about that, for example, where they explain a little bit what's going on. And I think it's important that we all know about that, and maybe we can put some pressure on YouTube that they kind of fix this. Because that's I don't know, it's really against my convictions, and I really don't like that. It sucks. Anyway, so let's start here again. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. There is a way to check out if your restricted mode is turned on or not in your YouTube settings. And it's not like you do that, but YouTube can basically do it by itself. So you really should check that out and then react depending on what you like. But if you don't want to bother too much about that, at least check out if this mode is turned on or not. I think this is really an important aspect here. Okay, now let's get into this here. So, oh dear, I'm not even sure what my actually goal is. I gotta find evidence for a specific dude here. Okay, so there are two people, two villains. There is this Fenred Kienyarik, and I think our guild, the Eyes of the Queen, I think they wanted to kill this guy, if I'm not mistaken here, some kind of assassination or whatever. And then there is another guy. Oh God, I kind of... who is that? I think this is this guy the Jarl of the Wilds? Yeah, I think it's this guy, the Jarl of the Wilds. And he is some guy who somehow fucks with the mind of other people by using some weird arcane magic or something. I'm not even sure how that all works. I'm not going to go over this again. But the thing is, basically, we want to somehow stage a situation where we want to show to the authorities that this mindfucker basically killed Fenred Kienyarik so that he also gets into prison. I think that's what it's about. It's a bit, yeah, I don't know. So to do this, I wanted to bribe some witnesses in one of these three cities. Now, there were other options. We could coerce allies or intimidate townspeople, but because I had a lucky draw in my first turn and I got two weapons I can give them to these to the witnesses. So let's see. We start the next turn. So what we got to do is we got to turn this day counter here. This is now day 3, and this is the recommended day when they tell us it's a good idea to go to the city. Now let's see, I don't want to miss anything here. New day phase, overland phase. Okay, so now I can move, and we got to check these cities here with this symbol. They are under siege, so I don't necessarily want to go there. So this city would be under siege, but this one not. Rebels retreat. So okay, I'm gonna move in here, and yeah, that's it. And then we go to the encounter phase, and we have a town encounter there. Okay, so we are at Rebels Retreat. Rebels Retreat is a bustling camp that lies near the slope of the mighty mountain Scarspire. It is currently occupied by a splinter group of Reach folk called the Wayward Guardians, who believe the ambitions of the Reach man Art Kadak to rule his countrymen will lead the people of the Reach into ruin. Arsonist. If this town is under siege, okay, that's not happening, so we don't have to care about that too much, I guess. Wait a minute. That building is closed. Flip the building face down. While occupying a building. Got it. Okay, so this is not interesting now. So we don't have an inn. There's no guild kiosk, so we cannot take our guild action. There's no alchemy. Doesn't matter. We have in the town square 8 the Wayward Guardians. Untrainer skill die and trainer skill die 1 level higher in the same skill line. Wow, that is actually pretty interesting. That is pretty cool. I think this is something I want to do. But we'll see about that. That is interesting. First, we got to now set up the market. We got 4 common items, so let's do that. So we got the Distillate of Invisibility, which gives us a stealth. A Glyph of Stamina Recovery. Now, a glyph is interesting for her because she needs 4 enchantments, and this symbol shows that it's an enchantment. She needs 4 active enchantments at the same time to become a master sorcerer, which would upgrade her abilities. So we're definitely going to get deeper into this. Then we have here a Stinkhorn tonic, another potion, and the last common item is Wood Elf breeches. Okay. And now we have here 1 legendary item. Gold Coast mud crab fries. Oh my god. Don't tell me we're gonna eat the mud crab. That is horrible. We just saved that thing just to go to the, I don't know, man, to the butcher, and then we're gonna eat this thing ourselves, it seems. Okay, great. So we should get that for free. I mean, seriously. And now we have 2 trainers available, so therefore we are allowed to draw 2 skills here. Let's see what we get. Now this is summoning Daedra, and then we have here, the other one is speech. Okay, yeah, that is also kind of an interesting one. Maybe for the Argonian. So down there is a lot a lot of things to do here. We only have 2 actions, and we need 1 group town action to fulfill our quest here. So yeah, that really sucks. We need more actions. It's really a shame that we don't have that. A group town action means we basically everybody has to give away 1 action. So yeah, we got to do that, and so that means we both have only 1 action left. And now do I want to do that right away, or do I want to wait? Yeah, let's do that. I think we're going to read the consequences at the end of the encounter. So yeah, we're going to give away these 2 legendary items. These are both weapons, and yeah, so we're going to bribe these guys. We're going to place them here on the discard. And so we fulfilled our quest here. We'll get to this in a second. Okay, and so now the big question is, what are we going to do? There's a couple of things that are really interesting. So of course, I would like to get the glyph of stamina recovery. Enchant the round counter. After an adventurers take fatigue damage during the start of a fatigue round. I'm not even sure what that is. What the fuck is a fatigue round? I don't know what that is. I have no clue what a fatigue round is. What? After adventurers take fatigue damage during the start of a fatigue round, set the round counter to 4. The next time a battle ends, discard this enchantment. Okay, I mean, I really must admit the rulebook is pretty good. I'm not sure if it has to be that big, but there's a really good glossary at the back, and yeah, I managed to find the fatigue round, and it's simply if you gain fatigue dice during combat because it is after combat round 5, then this is a fatigue round in the combat. Yeah, so okay, I mean that's pretty crazy. That basically that gives you a lot of time. Set the round counter to 4. Huh. You can win a lot of time with that. It's crazy. So yeah, that is not bad. And as I mentioned, she needs 4 of these enchantments to become a master. So that's a very attractive option here. Then what else do we have? I'm really feeling like I want to take that. I don't have to use it immediately, right? I could keep it for a while to make sure that I can play 4 enchantments at the same time. But at some point we got to start to collect them, I guess. And here I'm torn between maybe training one of these dice. That's actually really good because I have an upgrade thing here. Have a level 2 skill die trained in 2 different thief type skill classes. The problem is this is not a thief type skill class. And I'm not even sure if it makes sense to do this, exhaust any number of shield discipline dice from your active slots. You got this one, for example. That would be a heroic slash. Deal 2 damage to your target for each shield discipline die in your active slots. But that means you're gonna need these standard dice to get them in here. So we probably don't want to lose them. So I don't think I wanna do this town square action. Oh shit! Which would allow me to train a lower level die into a higher level die. I think I'm actually gonna take this one. Do I want to train the speech? That's another interesting question. So I could train speech, and speech is actually pretty good. You can use that also for social checks and so on. So speech is a cool thing. The problem is there are no level 2 speech dice. So I don't know, that kind of sucks. I cannot, it basically hinders me with my upgrade. I don't have too many options here. I mean, I could, I want to really upgrade this one high. I want to go really high with that. So I don't want to place necessarily anything in here. This feels like it's already kind of blocked, obviously, from both sides. And that means I have only 2 options left, this one and that one. So if I want to have, at some point, if I want to level up, I need 2 thief skill lines in here that are upgradable, which means yeah, this one doesn't work. So I guess, I mean, I might consider maybe I take the speech with her and he takes the glyph. I mean, that would be an option too. And then there is this one, the Wood Elf Breaches. If you spend 3 tenacity, trigger any one of your 1 tenacity class abilities up to 3 times. Now, is that interesting? For example, for her, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's that hot. Doesn't make a lot of sense here. Nah, I don't think I need that. Okay, so here's what I want to do. The Argonian, he's going to take the glyph, and we've got to simply place it here. Now I'm going to place it, I guess I'm going to place it in the backpack. We don't need that right now. And she, the Dark Elf, she trains this Daedric summoning ability. And I want to place that here. And yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure, is that the right place where I want to, yeah, probably. I'm thinking actually about untraining my combat dice, but this is pretty rough. Yeah, it's kind of tempting to do that, to be honest. Do I really plan to go into close combat? Man, I don't know. Not really, huh? I think I want to keep it here. For now, I want to keep it here. I mean, I cannot change it later. That's the problem. I think, I'm not even sure if this would work, if I can simply remove that, but I think I can. I can untrain, and I'm not absolutely sure about that. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now. And, okay, and that's it. So, as you can see, I don't get a die for this. I just get this, I just get the skill line marker, and to actually get dice into here, I have to get more experience. But I have the skill line, which is neat. And it's getting here now more and more, yeah, more and more complicated, of course. Okay, anyway. So then this is the end of the town encounter, and that means that now, what does it actually mean? I get an experience point, and then we go to entry B27. So everybody gets an experience point. Pretty good. And that means we have 5 experience points now, and then we go to B27. Nope. There we go. It's all in the framing. Your conversation with the local reach folk population eventually yield a portion of an old headdress that purportedly belonged to Break the Bloody. Your lets are a bit of fake evidence procured. You now must execute the next portion of your plan. Raz has told you that the assassination of the wayward Jarl will be happening near Ismgar's beach, a small giant camp along the northern coast. You will need to slip into the camp just after the killing and plant the headdress shards near Kienarik's corpse, linking Break to the crime. A morning honor guard is likely to be posted near the body, so if you wish to avoid any nasty entanglements, you do well to approach under cover of darkness. Okay. Travel to Ismgar's beach and initiate the following quest. Clash. Now this is recommended by day 6. Okay, so the beach I already see is right here at the top. Okay, so this is what we got to do. Okay, then I'm going to spend here, the Argonian, he's going to spend his 2 XP. That's the rogue. And he wants to get a level 2 one hand and shield die. So we got a heroic slash. Deal 2 damage to your target for each shield discipline die in your active slots, or exhaust any number of shield discipline dice from your active slots and deal 3 damage to your target for each die exhausted this way. So that's pretty good. Oh, and obviously this goes here now. All right. And then we're going to remove this. Seems like I'm not going to go for the speech skill, and that might make social checks pretty tough for me, but anyway. So then we go now to the next day, day 4. And you know, I'd be interested to get a side quest. The problem is I got to go to a town to get a side quest, and yeah, obviously that's not the case right now. I don't want to. I don't want. If I go to a town, I would lose. Oh, by the way, we got to check for the siege situation, and now these towns here will be under siege. All right. I don't want to spend too much time in towns if not necessary, because you're not going to get there any experience points. Thinking about going maybe to Four Skull Lookout. We would have a confrontation there, and yeah, I think. Oh, by the way, at the end of the turn of the town encounter, we have our adventure rest step, so I get this one back. And now I'm going to move here. I'm going to move these 2 spaces, Four Skull Lookout, and we're going to draw this confrontational encounter. Phalanges of Fate. Until recently, most residents of Tamriel had never heard of the Falmer, and most Skyrim dwellers thought they were nothing but fairy tales. However, as the populace of Black Reach has taken to raiding Skyrim's cities and settlements, many have left harrowing encounters with them. Many have had harrowing encounters with them. There is one Falmer in particular who has quickly become legendary for his terrifying visage and prowess in these city sieges. He is known as Pale Fingers, and whispering of his presence have made every cave diving expedition a bit more foreboding. Hopefully, he's not in the cave you've chosen to pitch camp in this evening. Okay. The odds have to be pretty low, right? Right? After the first sky shard is gained, is that a delve? Might be a delve. Deploy quest unit Pale Fingers to any unoccupied hex on the entrance tile, defeating a unit occupying it if needed. Pale Fingers may move 3 hexes instead of 2 during his movement step. If this encounter is successful, gain the following. Persistent, after Pale Fingers is deployed, he gains a fear status die. The effect remains active for the rest of the campaign. Note this in your campaign journal. Okay. Oh, I think we can. I'm not quite sure how this actually works. After the first sky shard is gained. Battle objective uncover. Best not to tempt fate. Each adventurer gains 2 light fatigue and then a fear status die. And okay, so we can basically choose. This might indicate that it's a delve, but I'm not sure. I gotta check that. You know, I feel like I'm in a good shape, and I think I can make a couple of points here. Okay, let me see. I thought somewhere it said, so there are so-called sky shards, these things here, and that is something you can find in these caves during delves. And I thought somewhere I read that you get 1 experience point per sky shard. I just read that. Yeah, so I've read that here. It says battle objective. As per survey, but can choose to retreat at the end of round or continue. And the party gains 1 XP per recovered sky shard, regardless of success or not, assuming at least 1 adventurer survives. So we could gain quite a few XP here. I'm not sure, these might actually be even these kind of bonus XP. They would not go onto this XP dial, but this is something I also have to check. Okay, so I do not think that these Sky Shard XP are not tracked here. These are specific bonus XP. They seem to be called bonus XP, and I did not find that here in this specific encounter anywhere. Okay, so we're gonna deploy our guys. 1 person goes here, 1 person goes here, and then we're ready to go, I guess. Okay, so we start the turn, and yeah, we start with her again. Recover phase, there's nothing in her cooldown. And now she starts the turn in one of these entrance areas. You can see this here, this entrance symbol or door symbol. Now during a turn, if you start your turn on such a symbol, automatically a new area is explored. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw from these delve deck, from this delve deck here, and it says hot spring soaking pool. So that is cool. We can already find this sky shard, a sky shard in here, this card that has this symbol. We got to collect these, and if we find 3 of them, that's the standard. If we find 3 of these cards, we basically did a successful uncover mission, and then we can simply basically at the end of that turn we can simply end the mission, and we were successful. So that would be great. So now let's see. When revealed, the party gains 3 tenacity to be divided among adventurers as they choose. That's pretty cool. So I have only 1. Well, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to give him all 3 tenacity. That is a really good one. So next, we're going to grab one of the tiles of that shape. Now we have 3 boards of each of those, and I'm going to simply roll a die randomly to determine which one it's going to be. Okay, that is the top one. So we're going to grab this one, and now we have to connect it with one of its entrance tiles to this one. Now these are spawn points for enemies, this symbol here. And these are cache that we can place. So the question is, do we want to spawn an enemy right next to us or not? Maybe that's not such a bad idea. So we might actually place it like this. And yeah, why not? That would allow us to attack immediately. Yeah, let's do that. So now we gotta populate the tiles. So we're gonna place, you can see this here, we got these two caches here, nothing legendary, and we're gonna place two then on the pre-printed tiles. Okay, this was that. And now we're going to spawn the monsters. And so technically we have an enemy pool of 12. But this works now a little different with the delve. So we could spawn a maximum of 12 monster level per tile. Here you calculate that per tile. But usually this is not happening. Because you can see here, you spawn one level 5 creature, one creature, and another one creature. And actually, because there are only 2 spawn points, we would only spawn one level 5 creature and one level 1 creature. Now the level 5 creature is spawned further away. So this is the level 5 creature. This is going to be a Redguard Marauder. He's got Shatter and Steel. So we're going to check that in a minute. But first we got to give him 5 life points. Okay. So place him here. And here we have a level 1 creature. A Skiver Pup. And he's got Rot. And he only has, how many? 3 life points. Okay, that's not too impressive. Okay, so that's that. And then okay, we got this one here, the blue one that shows up on the Sky Shard tokens. And depending on how many Sky Shards we have, including this card, we got to see what happens here. And it says 1. Remove 1 Frostbite chip from Icy Buildup. I have no clue what Icy Buildup is. That would be this card here. Place this card beside the Delve deck during any session that takes place in the Skyrim province. When instructed to place Frostbite chips on this card, use hit point chips. Nah, that's not the case. Okay, so no. I don't think we were instructed to do that. Were we? I want to check that. Maybe it was... Man, that would suck if we made a mistake here, but I don't think so. I'm going to go to the Gazetteer and check that. Maybe I missed something during setup. Now, the Gazetteer just tells you to find the card and place it place it aside somewhere. So I don't think that this is important at the moment. Okay, yeah, so this has no effect, I assume, and therefore we got to figure out what we want to do here. Now I think I want to attack this guy here. Now Shatter and Steel, I think both are pretty nasty, but from what I remember, Shatter is only bad Oh god. If you have a weapon. So let's see. So steal, when this unit determines a target roll a d6, if the result is greater than or equal to its target current hit points, that target discards a non-food item from a ready slot. Okay, so we don't have any items in ready slots anyway. So this is not happening. Don't have to care about that. And the other was shatter. Each turn, the first time this unit is engaged by an adventurer who is not overtaxing a weapon, that adventurer must discard a weapon from a ready slot after the engage. That's a really bad one, but luckily this is also not happening. Okay, we simply don't have anything. So, now let's see what we can do here. So this guy has 5 life points, 1 shield. Alright. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my standard option, my force shock. I'm going to roll these 2 dice and attack the Red Guard Marauder. So let's see what it does. Okay, so that means we simply deal 2 damage twice to the target. So therefore overall 4 damage. He's got 1 shield. So I assume, although it's magic, he only takes 3 damage. It doesn't talk about true damage. Alright, then I want to move 2 spaces here, and I want to try to open the cache. So this would be here. Got a 3. So I got to find a solution where I can place these cards so that I can pick them up easier. Oh, wait a. So I mean, you know, these cards, they are really great. They have a great quality. These are plastic cards. Fantastic. You don't have to sleeve them, it seems. But the problem is they are so slippery and so thin. You cannot really pick them up if it's a I don't know the word, man. If the surface doesn't allow it, so this one should make it much easier, I hope. Okay. So what was I was thinking about unlocking the. I need these dice, the cache. Let's find the dice. Where are they? Oh boy. Are they underneath here? Nah. I got them. Okay, great. So let's see. We need a 5, a 3, and a 1. Wow, that was a really great start. So we already have 2. So we got 2 more options. That wasn't great. Another one. Okay, that's fine. That's a 2. I'm going to take 1 fatigue to turn that into a 1. And then I get this item. Okay, that's another meal. An elsewhere fondue. Cheese. Discard this item, then either roll 3 enemy combat dice and gain tenacity equal to the damage rolled, or each adventurer rolls 1 enemy combat die and gains tenacity equal to the damage rolled. So that's pretty cool. I find it funny that you can basically do this, I think, during a battle. That's pretty crazy. And I want to place that, I think, do I want to place that in my backpack? There is this guy here. If he steals, it sucks, right? So, nah, you know, I'm not sure. I mean, it's a useful item to have. I'm not sure if I want to place it in the backpack or in my hand. I'm going to place it in my ready slot in my hand. Okay. Oh God. Yeah, that's great. Okay, that means the cash goes away now. All right. And then we go to the Argonian. And I think I want to move here. 1, 2. And I want to try to kill the Redguard Marauder. He is more dangerous than this Skiva pup. So let's see how I can do that. I need to do basically 3 damage. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take a combat die and these 2. Now let's see. That was really bad. Wow, that sucked completely because I'm already at the maximum of my tenacity. Fuck. That was bad. Okay, so 1 damage. Well, his shield completely absorbs that. So that was bad. Shit. Okay, no effect at all. Dumb. Do I want to use... And by the way, she actually started... She has 5 tenacity. And I should have used that possibly. Okay, now, do I want to use one of my abilities? I could, but all that stuff doesn't really help that much. Shit. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my caltrops. So this goes down by 3. And then I could move up to 3 hexes. I cannot move through these guys. This is all blocked. So I'm going to stand here. Then each non-quest enemy adjacent to you rolls an engage against itself, ignoring its skills. Okay, so this guy is going to roll 2 combat dice against himself. Now if he rolls 3 damage, he's dead. Sadly he didn't. So, I mean, but still, he loses 1. And then also the pup rolls 1 combat die. That is 1. So it loses also 1. Okay, but that's still not enough, it seems. So is there a way to get rid of his last hit point? Now I could try to do another attack here. But then we're completely out of dice. Huh. But I feel like I gotta do that. Man, this really sucks. That didn't work out at all. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a fatigue die. And I will roll my last, so I'm gonna do a second engage. And yeah, I'm gonna roll my last 2 dice here to hope for the best. Okay, so what is that? Yeah, that is deal 2 damage to your target for each shield. Yeah, that's great. We don't have anything here. So that was again a total waste. Wow, that was really, 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 really bad. No tenacity, nothing we can do. That was just a terrible round, and it was probably also a very stupid round. I could have played that much better. Okay, well, that was bad. That means now it's the other guys, and we're going to start with him activating, and he's gonna, you can see that here, he's gonna attack everyone in range. There is this, God, infinite sign here. So yeah, he's gonna attack everyone in range. Fuck. So let's go. Let's say he goes for the sorceress. So she takes 3 damage. Wow, that is awful, man. I might even die here. Is there anything I can do? Maybe I can do something crazy here, but I don't think so. Nah. Nope. So I take the 3 damage, and then he attacks this guy. Oh man, that's another 3 damage. However, there might be something I can do here. Once per turn, you may re-roll an enemy's engage. Well, but I need 3 for that. Once per battle, when you would be dealt damage, prevent all of that damage. Is that the time to do that? I think it is. Okay, so we did that, and he's going to attack again. Okay, that is 1 damage. That's better. Right. Now, we have the same problem. The Skiva Pup attacks. What does rot mean? And we might actually die now. We might get killed by that stupid pup here. So what does rot mean? After this unit is defeated by an adventurer, that adventurer gains 1 over fatigue. Okay, so now, man, I cannot believe this shit. I mean, I probably will die now. That is really fucked up. Yeah, so she attacks the elf, the wood elf. Well, wait a minute. I don't see any option to fix that. Yeah. So the pup attacks the wood elf. Oh dear, was I lucky here. I'm not dead. Wow, that was really a 1 in 6 chance. Otherwise I would have been dead. Incredible. Incredible. Holy moly. And now it attacks the Argonian. Okay, that is 1 damage. It's not looking good. Alright. Whew, that was close. Alright, so, and by the way, we're in the first turn. Now we go to the second turn. And we better improve a little bit now. Oh, and by the way, we should have done the steal. We should have done the steal here. When this guy attacked, he had to roll a d6 against her. And she had 4 life points. Okay, nothing happens here. This guy had 5 life points. So if he rolls a 6... Well, okay, he doesn't even own anything. So, okay, he doesn't steal anything. So it's definitely time to heal for me somehow. I might consider using this thing now. 3 enemy combat dice, but I also have... Nah, I cannot. I have 5 tenacity. Now that will allow me to do something here. I could do the blood magic, which is probably a good choice. Uh-huh. Yeah, I want to do that. So first I get back my 2 dice here. And I'm thinking about doing the blood magic. Each adventurer in play heals to full hit points, then gains light fatigue equal to the amount of hit points healed. I mean, he already has a ton of issues here. But I think it's time to do that. Otherwise, I'm just too much trouble. Yeah, I want to do that. So I'm going to spend 4 tenacity to do the blood magic, and then we can all heal. So I'm going to heal 3, and the other guy heals 2. And then we gain that much light fatigue. Oh boy. Okay. And now let's see what I can do here. Okay, I think what I want to do is... I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe I should. If I kill it, I could move here. Yeah. Okay, I want to try to simply kill this guy again with my force shock. So I'm going to roll these 2 dice. Actually, you know, it feels like this is maybe a little overpowered. I might even choose... if I take my combat dice, but then I have to go in another battle stand, which is also something I don't really want to do. Can he do it? It's not that sure, right? I mean, it's really not such a safe bet. So maybe but I have these 4 fatigue dice. So if I use that now, they will be blocked for quite a while. That's not good. On the... I might consider rolling only 1. The rod, I would gain an over fatigue. That's also not great. Man, this is so tricky. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm only going to roll 1 die with my force shock. And I think it's going to be fine, because if I get 2 tenacity, that would be okay. If I get this, it would be okay. Yeah, I think all of them would okay except for normal tenacity. That would be a bit of an issue, but okay, then it's still his turn. So let's try. Okay, that is fine. 4 damage to your target and 1 true damage to any one adventurer. So okay, this guy takes a damage and this guy is killed. Excellent. Yeah, great. So now I wonder... Okay, so yeah, I think first I'm going to move here, try to open the cache. So we need a 5, a 6, and a 1. And again, I place this card. I really should try to get into the habit to place this here. So let's see. Wow, that was great. 6 and a 1. Fantastic start. So then we need a 5. I don't really wanna add more fatigue, so it would be great if we could open this. Ah, there it is. Super. That was great. More food. Orcish no rub barred salad. Discard this item. Then you temporarily increase your stamina and magicka by a collective total of 2 for the rest of the turn. Okay, I mean, that is not that great, I think. We don't have enough dice anyway, so I think I'm gonna just put this in my backpack for now. Maybe I actually should put it in my hand, and if someone wants to steal something, that would be okay too. Now we could use this Tranquility Pale Ale, right? To heal the 10 fatigue. That would be useful, but sadly it's in the backpack. Alright, and so that worked out. And then I want to move here. Now I could auto-explore, when I enter such a space, I could auto-explore the next tile. But I don't want to do that, because then the enemies there would activate, which might bring us into trouble. Now this guy could try to kill the skeever pup, and I think I want to do that. So first I get 2 dice back here, and then I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna roll the 2 dice. Man, I'm in a bad shape. But okay. Well, I got my 2. I wonder if I should... there's no way to get rid of this somehow. So anyway, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll my 2 dice and see if I can kill that thing here. Okay, so that was pretty good. That worked out. So they both are placed here, which might also be useful. I killed the skeever pup. However, that thing is rot. So that means I get an over fatigue. Now this is a black die, and it is placed here. And when this shows up here and would be removed from the cooldown track, it goes back to the right. So you cannot really get rid of this during combat, which is a bit of a problem, but I have so much fatigue that it seems like, hey, fuck that, it doesn't really matter anyway, right? Okay, so now I'm going to move here, and that's it. Alright, so at least we found our first sky shard. That is already a good thing. But we're not in a good shape at all here. So we might need more room. Let's see how we can place that. So we go into the next turn. Okay, let's draw the next Delph card. Oh, that's another sky shard. And it's another one of these things here, of these tiles. Armed guards. Okay, so first let's see which tile it is. We're going to roll again a die to determine that. So that is the lower one. So it's this one here. Alright. Okay, so we got to connect that somehow with this. Now, we could do it like this, right? We could also do it like this. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Yeah, I think I want to do it like that. And then there's 1 cache in here. So I'm going to place that here. Okay, it says, this is the second sky shard, add 4 hit points to each enemy occupying this tile. Oh dear. Wow, that's pretty rough. And I think actually this is triggered when you enter the space. I gotta check that, but I think this is not the case yet. So maybe we should then turn this thing around. I mean, this is an information we get. I gotta check that. Yeah, so this is actually correct. This is only triggered when we enter the hex. So I'm gonna change that like this. Or maybe even like that. I can do it like this, right? That means we would be adjacent to the monsters and we could attack them without entering the hex. The problem for me is don't have a lot of attack options going on here. If I place it like this, maybe that is actually, maybe that's actually a better option, because this guy might not be able to get to me that easily. You know, I'm going to try that. So we're going to have to place 2 level 5 guys in there. This is not that easy. Oh, wait a second. This is turn 3. Holy shit. That means during turn 3... Oh, after the first sky shard is gained, deploy pale fingers to any unoccupied hex on the entrance tile. Alright. So that means... this guy probably would also activate. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. I think I messed this up. Let's see. Yeah, I messed this up. This guy would have attacked us. I think at the end of the last turn. Let's find him. I don't think I want to go back here. I think that was just bullshit. And okay, I gotta find this guy. Okay, so there he is. Pale fingers. Okay, he's got like 7 health points. 2 attack dice, attacks everyone within range of 1. And he's got a shield. Yeah. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to let him attack us now. He probably would have attacked us earlier already. But, yeah, probably by last turn. Because we basically immediately found the first Sky Shard. But obviously I would have played also differently if I have known that. So I'm just going to place him here now, and yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks, of course. So, alright, so there he is, 7 dice, and we killed the other guys. So let's say this is not in play yet, and instead at the end of the turn he now moves towards us and attacks us. So he's going to move 2 spaces in here, and he's going to attack both of us. Ugh. So let's see, he's got a... he's native. So in Skyrim that means freeze. When this unit determines a target, its target must move 1 item from a ready slot to their pack. If the party is currently in an under siege town, The target must move all items to their pack. Okay, so that's not the case, but we got to move one item to the pack. And then he's got the dodge ability, and that was, I think, if you roll some misses or something, prevent damage dealt to this unit equal to the number of rolled skill dice that do not deal damage. All right. Man, this is rough. Well, anyway, so he's going to attack us. So he's going to start attacking, let's say, again, the Dark Elf with 2 attack dice. Okay, so I take a wound here. And then he's going to attack the Argonian. And he also is going to take a wound. Well, I could actually, you know what, I'm going to take this die and I'm going to prevent that wound. Alright, honestly, man oh man. So when can we retreat? It might be the time to retreat here. I have a really bad feeling about this whole thing. I mean, at least we would get 1 experience point out of it, because we managed to find 1 sky shard. So, okay, let's see when is it possible for us to retreat here? Here, that's it. Can choose to retreat at the end of the round, yeah. So maybe this is the time to do it. We had such a bad start. We are in a terrible shape here. Yeah, I think I want to retreat. This is all bullshit. I mean, is there a chance to kill this guy? I really don't think so. Oh, this is also in my cooldown. Yeah. Okay, I got the power surge. I mean, if I had a lot of tenacity, I could help. I could get rid of a lot of stuff here. Let's see what we got. We got this fondue going. Discard this item. Either roll 3 enemy combat dice and gain tenacity equal to the damage rolled. So that is an option, right? Orcish no rub. Stamina. I mean, I might consider that. Let me think about that. You know what? I'm actually... So the first thing I want to do is I want to discard this card. The reason is that I want to make the decision how to go on without having explored that, right? Because this would affect my decision, I guess. So I want to place this card somewhere on the side. Okay, so let's place this back here. This goes back here. So we don't really know what's going to happen, right? So now I can decide if I want to retreat or not. Because otherwise I might say, okay, I know I find a sky shard here, so maybe I want to go on and so on. But let me think about that again. Because, of course, it's a difficult thing now with this guy here. But I got my wall of elements, for example. So there might be options for me. I'm actually feeling that I think I want to continue for a bit. So let's see. So first, I'm in magic stance, which means I get 1 tenacity. And then I think I want to discard this fondue and, roll 3 combat dice and gain tenacity equal to the damage rolled. That's what I want to do. Wow, okay, that's more than enough. We have 5 tenacity now. So what I want to do now is, so this is discarded. I can now play the power surge. Spend any amount of additional tenacity, so I have to spend 1. Choose an adventurer to recover the leftmost number of dice from their cooldown track equal to the additional amount spent. So I could basically give him these. He could get rid of these dice here, which is pretty good actually. And so I got my recover step now. So that means I can also get rid of 2 fatigue dice. And yeah, I'm thinking about doing this. I think I want to do that. I'm going to play the power surge. So I'm going to spend all my tenacity, 5. And that allows him to get these 4 dice out of the cooldown track. So this one is removed. And he gets back these dice. So that is a start, right? What is this? That's pretty useless. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to use these 2. And I'm going to attack Pale Fingers. Okay, so let's see what that is. Now, this thing... Okay, we got a couple of things going on here. This thing would deal 2 damage. This other one here... Oh dear, what is that? It's this one, right? Yeah. Apply a day's status die to up to 2 enemies in range, including quest enemies. So the day's status die does... This unit cannot roll dice on the same turn it moves, and it cannot move on the same turn it rolls dice. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to place this die. What is that? Days. This is this die here. So we're going to place that here. Now this die, you can see here, it has a D. This die is drained. So we got to remove this die now. For now. And this die goes in the cooldown. So that means he's got 1 shield, so he takes 1 damage. Okay. The problem is I cannot move away from here, which sucks. So he could attack me. That wasn't useful at all. That was dumb. If I could move away from here now, that would be nice. I mean, I could... Oh, I think it actually automatically explores because it's the start of the turn. Darn, that was also something I was missing. Okay, so yeah, that's something that happens, it seems. So let's see what we draw. Dusty Corner. Oh, man. So let's see. Yeah, if you start on such an exploration phase, that means we get a new shard here. That means you have to explore. So let's see which tile it is. That's the last one. So maybe we're lucky. It might be possible. Yeah, we are. That was great. No enemy appears there. That's fantastic. So, yeah, I'm going to place it like this, I guess. That is so great. Because there is simply no spawn point here. When revealed, if no enemy is deployed to this tile, each adventurer gains 2 tenacity. Okay, so again I messed this up here. because when I revealed that thing, yeah, fuck, okay. I mean, that was dumb. I should not have played this card then, of course, but okay, I took the fondue. That all messes with my tenacity. I leave it at 0, but this guy gets 2, which is cool anyway. And then, if we enter this tile now, we would have to deploy a level 5 enemy here. Alright, I want to do that. If I move here, I don't know, man. The thing is, if I move here, then he would not attack me, which is obviously a good thing. I mean, there is even a risk that I could die from his attack. Shit. But if there's a level 5 enemy, who knows what kind of shit happens, right? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go for it. The reason is, if I enter this, and I survive this turn, I can still retreat, and then we have 2 sky shards. And that's pretty good. So let's do that. I'm gonna move in here. 1, 2. And don't really want to move there. Nah, I'm just gonna move here, I guess. I don't necessarily want to explore the next tile automatically at the next turn. So now we gotta deploy an level 5 enemy. Okay, let's do that. This is a Dark Elf Marauder. Okay, so where do I want to place this guy? I'm going to place him here, I guess. He's got 4 life points. So here's the plan. I think I'm actually going to place him here. What does disrupt mean? When this unit determines a target, its target must exhaust 1 die from its active slots. That is not good. Divert. This unit cannot lose its last hit point until it already is at 1 hit point prior to taking the damage. Yeah, great. That sucks. I'm still thinking about doing it like this. Yeah, let's go for it. So here's what I want to do. Now it's his turn, and he's going to use again this caltrop thing. So I could move up to 2, 3 hexes. Each non-quest... First I can actually get rid of these 2 here. Each non-quest enemy... okay, that's about non-quest enemies. So he can actually not even use that. Maybe that's not worth it then. I thought I can do it. Maybe I want to deploy the guy then here. I gotta think about that for a second. Okay, so I had to interrupt, and now it's the next day, and it's still going on here. So, my goal is now, with the Argonian, to kill the Dark Elf Marauder. And then maybe I can move here. If I should manage to do that, it would be really cool if I could do that. And then I won't get attacked by this guy because of his dazed condition. He basically would just move a space and that's it. He would not attack. So the thing is, I really would love to kill this guy. So I'm going to roll my 3 dice here. And I hope I can do that. I need to do quite a bit of damage. I need to do 5 damage. because of his, well, we'll see, maybe I can also use the caltrops. I might consider that right away. I mean, if I use the caltrops right away, maybe that's what I should do. I'm going to do that right away. I'm going to remain standing here. And now, each non-quest enemy adjacent to you rolls an engage against itself. Yeah, okay. So that means this guy will attack himself, basically. He's going to use the black dice. Oh, wow! That's insane! Okay, that was wild. So he did 4 damage, so he takes 3 damage. That is massive. I might actually consider leaving this in here for now. That's great. Okay, so now all I gotta do is 2 more damage to kill this guy. And that looks pretty good. Wait a minute, we got the disrupt and the divert. Okay, that is an important... Oh, okay, this unit cannot lose its last hit point unless it already had 1 hit point. Okay, that's great. So it's perfect. So yeah, let's attack this guy and hope for the best here. Oh yeah, okay, that worked out. Exactly what I needed. 2 damage. So we managed to kill this guy. Okay, now these 2 guys go down here. That is excellent. And now I do a movement of 2, and I'm going to move here. I'm not going to reveal the next site or the next tile, simply because... but that's... Well, I think I want to move here then. Because she's the starting player. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to explore. I don't want to give the enemies the chance to move during this turn. So I only want to move here, I guess. All right. And now it's this guy, and he activates. Now, well, I guess he just moves to the closest target. I'm going to move him here. There's no reason to move him here to make it harder for me. He will not attack because he can either move or roll a die. At the end of this unit's turn, remove this die. Okay, so now the die goes away, and that's it. Okay. So let's go to turn 4 now. So first, because I start at magic, I gain 1 tenacity. I'm going to remove these. Let me see. I could change my stance now to a standard combat stance, and then I could use these 2 dice. I wonder if I should try to kill this guy here. It's not going to be easy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so, honestly. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to try to move on through the dungeon. If I find another tile with a shard, with a sky shard, I'm going to make a lot of experience points. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Now, okay, I want to move here and automatically trigger the exploration. So let's draw a card. Okay, that is a darkened hall. Okay, when revealed, do not deploy enemies to this tile. Now that sounds good. However, there is a couple of enemies here. I wonder. Dim lighting. The first time an adventurer moves onto this tile, deploy enemies to this tile per this card's challenge scale. Adventurers occupying this tile cannot target enemies not occupying this tile. Adventurers not occupying this tile cannot target enemies occupying this tile. Okay. So let's see. So let's see which one it is. I'm going to roll a die again. Okay, this is the lower one. We could place it like this, for example. The problem is, I think I could also simply place it like this. Is this something I prefer? I don't know. I had to place a 5, a 1, and a 1. Let me think about that for a minute. You know, I have a feeling I cannot do it. I think I want to stop here. So I just explored that. I'm not going to enter. I'm not going to deploy the enemies. And over here, I don't know. I might just place myself here. And then I'm going to get attacked by this guy. But after this, so I will actually get this back. Now the over fatigue goes here to the right. That's important. It doesn't go away. It goes now here. And now I'm really thinking about just, I don't think I want to risk more here. So I will stop here, and then I'm going to get attacked by this guy. He got 2 dice. So let's see. That is 3 damage. Now I can use these 2 damage. Wait a minute. You know what? I'm going to use the Argonian resistance. Oh, I think I did that already. I'm not sure anymore, honestly. I should have marked that. I'm not sure if I did that or not. I'm going to use this one here, the 2, to prevent that damage. Then I'm going to take 1 damage. And that's the end of the turn, and then I'm going to retreat. I don't want to risk too much. I will get 2 experience points. Wait a minute. I think that was the one. Yeah, I'm going to get 2 experience points for these 2 cards, and that is pretty awesome. And I don't really see. She's not in a good shape with her 3. I don't know. I gotta get stronger before I can do anything. She only has 3 life points, and this guy is constantly behind us, which is really, really bad. And who knows what shows up here. I don't really want to take any more risks here. And we're already in turn 4, so the next turn would be turn 5, and from turn 6 on, things would get harder anyway. So I think it's time to retreat here. Now let me see how that actually works. Okay, so now she's at 3 experience. This guy is at 2 experience. Now I'm not sure what I actually want to do now. So if I remember that right, I want to go here, right, to this beach, Ismark's beach, and I want to be there by day 6. I'm not even sure if I can do that. No, I don't think so. Wait a second, is that... Let me see. Okay, so I think I know what I want to do. Indeed, I have to be there, or they recommend me to be here by day 6. I doubt that I can do this, but okay, it's probably going to take me an additional day. We'll see. I mean, if I get here, I'm thinking about going to the city and getting another skill line for him, and then maybe move here and then here. That sounds reasonable, I think. But what I want to do now is, for her, I want to train 1 and give her an additional life point. I think that's important for her. And she actually, if I understand that right, she immediately would gain that additional life point, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know though. Maybe only if she's at the... I'm not going to give it to her. Maybe if she's only full. I'm not sure about that. She has 1 wound. I don't know if she already gets it. I'm going to give it to her next turn. It doesn't really matter difference if I go into the city anyway. And then I want to train 2 dice here in this Daedric summoning. So let's see what we got here. Wait a minute. Okay, so I took 2 of these, the Daedric summoning level 1 bound armaments, and this is basically a support spell for the other guy. That could be really interesting. I want to maybe that's a good idea to make her a real support unit for this guy. So we'll see if this works out somehow. And then we got to trigger the day effect. So that means this one now is under siege. Okay. Now I wonder, I mean, I also could move here, Dragon Bridge, if I take a fatigue. Oh, and by the end of the day, though, we are also allowed to heal. Oh, wait a second, I might have messed up here. Just a moment. Okay, I can heal now at the end of the day, so I can gain, I get 1 life point back here. I can remove any dice. So here I'm simply going to take this one, but here I'm going to take the over fatigue and get rid of it. I can choose which die I want to heal. And oh, he's also down to 3. Goddamn, so he's now at 4. And now I'm really thinking about maybe going into the city. I could go to Dragon Bridge. Take an additional fatigue. Okay, I mean, first we got to go to day 5 here. I shouldn't forget that. Let me see what is in this city. Is there an inn, or what is going on there? At least it's not under siege at the moment. Okay, in Dragon Bridge we have the Dragon Bridge barracks. and there we could rest. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to simply move 4 spaces so we both take 1 light fatigue. And now we end up in Dragon Bridge. Dragon Bridge is a lumber town named for its eponymous bridge, an ancient structure featuring the great visage of a winged reptile. A strategic waypoint on the road to solitude, it is regularly manned by a strong garrison of soldiers, but not so strong that they can stanch the flow of illicit goods through the smugglers' caves beneath the settlement. Dragon Bridge Garrison, if this town is under siege, well, this is not the case at the moment. Okay, so there is the Smuggler's Cave that we could visit, discard any number of common items, and then draw an equal number of legendary items. Now this would be cool, but we only have a single common item, so I don't know if this is worth wasting an action there. I don't think so, to be honest. No. What I want to do is, first I'm going to, of course, prepare the trainers and see what is available there. I need another skill line for this guy here. Okay, we got 5 trainers, and I'm looking exactly for that. I'm looking for a yellow skill line. So acrobatic is an option, because have a level 2 skill die trained in 2 different yellow type skill lines. So I think this would be fine. What's these thief type skill lines? And I think they are usually yellow. Speech is cool, but I don't think I can afford that. That is light armor. I guess, well, we'll see. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Ah, that is the what I already have. Sword and shield. And the last one, oh, that's interesting. That is, I don't know, is that lockpicking or something? So I'm gonna check these 2 and see what I can do with them. Okay, so as an action, I want to take an acrobatics skill, and I'm going to place this here. And I will take this die here, the Fleet Phantom, which can give me basically extra movement, but this is not, is that? No, that's not the right one. It's this one here. Yeah, this is the one. And so this goes here, and my level 2 die that I want to take is the Rapid Maneuver, which is the one here, maybe? I don't know. Kind of looks like it, but it's probably not. Nah. Nah, that's definitely not it. Weird. It's a level 2 die. Oh, it might be this one here. Or is that the same? That's the one, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I need. Okay, great. Yes, I'm going to take these 2 dice. And that costs me 2 experience. And I can only do this at the end of I cannot do this now. I can do this at the end of the day. So, but okay, it doesn't really matter. And so that was my first action, training this. And I'm thinking about going with her to the quest board. So I'm allowed to draw 2, and I'm going to choose 1. Okay, I'm going to take this one here, the prodigal bandit. A concerned citizen requests help locating her sibling, who was last seen with a group of bandits. The war has been hard, and they're just looking for a place to belong, she says. Alright, so basically if we need a bandit or marauder enemy during a battle, this is going to be the guy. And we got to do a social check, which is hard. I'm not good in social checks because I don't have speech. So we basically have to spend, if I'm right here, 5 tenacity to make this social check work. But if we do, then this guy becomes a companion. And actually he stays a companion, I think, until we deliver him in a town. And that would give us then 2 XP. So yeah, that's what I want to try. So I'm gonna keep that, and we'll see how it works out. All right. So I got 2 more actions. Now the question is, do I want to go to the inn or not? And yeah, I think I want to do this. I'm going to go to the inn and heal everything I got here. So all these go back here. And the other guy also simply goes to the inn. And he gets these dice back. And then we are also allowed to completely heal, to fully heal. So this guy is now at 5. And she is now also at 5. All right. And yeah, this is it. So now end of day phase, nothing exciting happens except of course for, yeah, so now these cities are under siege, and that's it. And now we got to make a decision here. We could now go directly to this beach. It is now day 6. And yeah, I mean, they want us to do it. It is recommended by day 6, right? And we could do this encounter here. Or we could go a little slower. Maybe go to the Swords Point Watchtower first. Have a peaceful encounter there. And then go here. The advantage is we would not have to take any fatigue. If we hurry here, we would have to take 1 light fatigue each. I mean, that's not terrible. I'm not sure how important it is to be here in time. That's the problem. I just don't know that. You know, I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of us going to take a light fatigue. Yeah, that should not be an issue because at the start of the combat we can remove that anyway, right? We go to the recover phase, so that wouldn't matter at all. And now, let me see what happens now. I gotta go back to my quest here. Okay, so it's another day and it's time to do It's All in the Framing. Your conversation with the local reach folk population eventually yield a portion of an old headdress. Haven't I read that already? I think I did. I think I already read that yesterday. Yeah. So, quest objectives. Travel to Ismarsk Breach and initiate the following clash. Deploy a level 10 Nord Swordmaster to Hex A with 0 hit points. The Nord Swordmaster does not take a turn and it cannot be targeted or otherwise affected by other units. Okay, so let's find this guy. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take this as the campsite here. It's not as icy. And I'm gonna deploy this guy here. When an adventurer is deployed, they may place a hit point chip from the supply on top of their character chip. While an adventurer has a hit point chip on top of them, they cannot be targeted by enemies. After an adventurer deals damage to an enemy or moves more than 1 hex during a move action, the hit point chip is removed. First, one adventurer must end their turn adjacent to the Nord Swordmaster. After one adventurer has done so, the encounter is successful at the end of a round in which all adventurers are occupying the entrance tile. Okay. All right. So first I say we deploy all the guys and also the caches. So one goes here, this one goes here, and then we have, let me see, I got 16 an enemy pool of 16. So that means we gotta draw one level 10 enemy, a level 5 enemy, and a level 1 enemy. Okay, so we got an ogre, and he goes here, and this guy has 7 life points. 2, 4, 6, 7, all right. Okay, then we gotta find a level 5 enemy. And this is, oops, an Orc Marauder. Now I wonder if this is, yeah, that is the missing sibling. Okay, so if we make a social check, it's really a shame that's an orc. Would be the same race. If our adventurer would be the same race as this guy, we could reduce the difficulty massively. But okay, so we can now make a check against this guy, and then it's going to be our companion. So that's actually kind of cool. Maybe we can do that. Okay, this guy has 6 points. And he is placed here. And then we got a level 1 enemy. And that is a Dark Elf Bandit. God damn, that guy would have been the one we needed. Would have been easy to do a check against him. Ah, shit. That was bad luck. So he's got 5 points. Okay. And he starts down here. All right. So let me think about that for a minute. Okay, so I say we do not try. Maybe, okay, let's wait a second. This guy has the acrobatics going on. Now, is there an option for him? While this die is in your cooldown track, you may move up to... Oh no, he can only move a single hex as long as he's sneaking. Yeah, okay, so this basically makes absolutely no sense. I'm not gonna sneak, I think. But I think that should not be so brutal. So how... We must end the turn adjacent to this guy. Okay, so we basically just have to... I think we can do that. This should not be so hard. I think the delve was much harder, to be honest. Okay, so now what I want to do is... First we have our recovery phase with that lady. And then I'm going to do an attack against this guy, the Dark Elf Bandit. He's got a divert, so we cannot kill him with a single shot. He cannot lose his last hit point unless he has only that single hit points at the when we attack him. So what I want to do is I'm going to roll my 2 force shock die. Now I would love to get some tenacity. Actually I get already tenacity at the start of this turn. 1, because I am in my magic stance. So I gain 1 tenacity, and now I'm going to try to attack this guy. And if I would roll this kind of broken staff or this kind of electricity staff thing, I would actually get 2 tenacity, and that would be cool. Okay, and we have that. This is really neat. That is absolutely great. So what I can do is first I will get another 2 tenacity, and I gotta deal 1 true damage, and I'm gonna take that damage myself. Alright, then we got this one here, and that is, wait a minute, this, yeah, he's got 5. This is a deal 4 damage to your target and 1 true damage to any one adventurer. Okay, so therefore I can bring him down to 1 hit point, and I'm gonna give him 1 damage. All right. So that's it. And yeah, we got a range of, oh damn, we only have a range of 3. So actually I had to move here. I didn't do that. I only have a range of 3. For some reason I thought I had a range of 4. But remember, my magicka is also my range when it comes to magic attacks. All right. So now the other guy has its recovery phase, so he gets rid of this, and he wants to finish now the Dark Elf. And so he moves 3 spaces. He can do that. He moves right down here. And he attacks the Dark Elf. Now, let me see how exactly I want to do that. There's a couple of interesting options. I could use... Yeah, I think I'm going to use this die, and this die. Let's do that. This will go in the active slot. Okay. Gotta think about that. So the idea is if I use this die, now if I move 1, 2, 3, I can only move 3 spaces. My idea was to use this die to move a little further, but I don't know, maybe I should actually not do that. Not quite sure. Let me think about that. Okay, I realized something interesting, and that is start of the turn comes before the recovery phase. So that means if I use, for example, one of these dice here, that will be in the cooldown space at the start of my next turn, which means while this die is in your cooldown track, you may move up to X hexes at the start of your turn. So before this goes out of the cooldown track to available, I can move these hexes. So I'm gonna use these 3 dice to attack this guy. Okay, so this is actually really good. I got a tenacity. I deal 1 damage, and I place the die here, and I kill this guy. And now I also have a little bit of protection. So the elf is killed, and this allows me to move 4 spaces as long as it is in my cooldown. So so that means at the beginning, because there's a 4 here, so at the beginning of the next turn, I'll be allowed to move 4 spaces, and maybe that's helpful. Nice. Okay, so that is then... I get some trouble from this guy, I assume. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Oh, yeah, that is actually true. I might get trouble from this ogre. I didn't realize that, but okay, I got the Argonian resistance. Once per battle, when you would be dealt damage, prevent all of that damage. So I have that option. Okay, now the enemies will attack. Okay, so the ogre moves towards the Argonian. 1, 2, and he attacks. And he attacks with 3 dice. That is not good, and I can see that we must use our Argonian resistance to deal with this guy. So let's see. Oh dear, yeah, that's 4 damage. That's pretty rough. So I'm going to use this, and you know what? To indicate that, I'm going to place this white marker here, so I remember that I cannot use that again. Okay, fine. Then we activate the Orc Marauder. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is aiming for the guy with the lowest hit points, because there is this downward showing arrow here beneath these 2 guys. So he moves 1. Do I want to move him here? You know, I actually think I want to move him here. That is also fine. So he moves here and goes toward her. He's not within range though, so we don't have to activate the steal and the aggressive, obviously not. By the way, the ogre was aggressive. If there would have been any missed rolls, he could have re-rolled that, but because we activated our ability, that doesn't matter at all. And the native, I have to check that. The native is actually... Wait a second, we are at Skyrim. The target must move one item from a ready slot to their pack. Okay, so that is something I have to do. So this item goes in my pack now. That is the freeze ability that the ogre has. Okay. Okay, so now it's again the sorcerer's turn, so she gets back these 2 dice, and she also gets 1 tenacity. And that is pretty awesome. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to move it 2 spaces, 1 and 2. So I'm aiming for the cache, and I'm adjacent to this Orc Marauder, and I think that will allow me to solve this thing here. The next time a bandit enemy token, this is the missing sibling. When an adventurer ends their turn adjacent. Okay, I gotta end my turn there. So first I might actually. So wait a second, let's stay here for a moment. First I might actually do something else. So I'm thinking about playing the Wall of Elements on this guy here. And then I mean, he's got 2 armor. That's a lot of armor. You may choose an adventurer to perform engage rolling 3 enemy combat dice. Yeah. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to use these 2 dice. And I'm going to roll all up. Yeah, I'm going to roll all that. Oh, wow. That was unexpected. That is really bad because I'm already at maximum tenacity. So that was a total bummer. Ridiculous. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. So hoping that I get my Wall of Elements back soon. That was really, really bad. Oh man. And now I can move, and yeah, I'm going to move now here, and I'm going to spend now 5 tenacity. That's all we need to do this social check. So basically what we do is, when we do a social check, you have this specific value. In this case, we had the number of party members, plus 3, so 5. That's the value we're aiming for here. If we had now specific dice that we could roll, usually speech dice, that would give us a big advantage. Sadly, we don't have these, therefore we basically have to pay the amount of tenacity that is left after rolling the speech dice to be successful, so we have to pay 5 tenacity. That's painful, but on the other hand, the Orc Marauder is now our companion. And he is that actually for a while. I mean, while in town, you may return the sibling. But it doesn't say we have to. So technically we could run around with this guy as a companion now. And this is not a bad guy. I wonder if he heals at the end of the turn. We got to check these things. But he is in a good shape, actually. He might be really helpful. And what's also good is that he doesn't attack us, obviously. So, yeah, that was my action. And now it's this guy. So, at the start of the turn, he may move 4 spaces. So that's cool. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to move here. And wait a second. Yeah, I think I want to end up here eventually. I mean, I could also try to get this thing. If I don't attack the ogre, I could simply end my turn here. You know, I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and simply move around this guy. Now, these are go back. And now I can try to open this chest. Okay, so let's draw this card. And we know the game by now. 3 attempts, 1, 2, 3 is what we need. Okay, we got a 2. Oh, wait a minute, that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. This is a legendary item. So back to the start. This one here. Okay, so first we got to roll a 3 to kind of unlock the other options here. We got 4 options. Okay, so that didn't work. Now I wonder if it is possible to spend fatigue to get to this symbol, or if I have to roll the first one basically naturally. I gotta check that. Okay, so from what I understand, I can do it. So it says, this is okay, if there is a key digit which is shown in a spiked border, you must keep a die matching that digit before you may keep any other dice. However, you can decide to keep other dice rolled in the same attempt after deciding to keep a die matching the key digit. Okay, and then it says, you may change die results by gaining light fatigue. For each light fatigue gained, you may change 1 die result by 1. And it doesn't say that this is not possible for a key digit. So I think I'm simply going to do that. So I'm going to take a fatigue. And I'm going to change one of the 2s to a 3. So this is my key digit now. I'm going to keep the 4 and the 2. So all I need now is a 5. So I'm going to re-roll this die now, because once you have that key digit, you can use that die again during later turns. And now we basically have 3 more attempts to roll a 5 or something which is at least close. Oh, that's a 3. I'm going to give it another shot. That's a 5. There we go. That was excellent. We were very lucky here. Just 1 light fatigue. And we get our legendary item. And this is Alliance Spell Drought. Okay. Expand. Roll a status die and apply the rolled result to any unit in sight. Now the cool part about that is you don't have to discard that. You can refill that thing. So that can be pretty good. There are different types of status options here, and most of them would be advantageous for us. So I'm going to keep that for now, and you kind of tap these things and then it's expanded, and you go to the alchemist station and they're going to refill your stuff then when you are in town. Of course, that's an action. But that was pretty neat. And now, after this movement, I'm going to run. So I can technically run up to 6 spaces because I could move twice if I don't engage with a guy. So now I'm going to run 1, 2, 3 and an additional space here. So now this guy can no longer reach me. And, oh, and we got this thing here goes away. And I end my turn here. So now all I gotta do is I basically have to move back in here. And I think that's it, right? That shouldn't be so hard. After one adventurer has done so, the encounter is successful at the end of a round in which all adventurers are occupying the entrance. Okay, yeah, I think we can do that. Sadly, I cannot quite make it back, but still, that shouldn't be a big deal. And we are actually already in turn number 2. I forgot that. Okay, so the question now is, what do I want to do with this guy? Do I want to attack the ogre? Or do I just say, you know, maybe just take it easy and move away or something? You know, I think I want to do that. I'm just going to move 2 spaces and move away. I don't see a reason that this guy gets somehow killed or gets into trouble. So I guess that's cool. And that's then the end of my turn. And then it's the ogre's turn. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're all the same distance. So he moves again towards the guy with the highest hit points, which is the Orc Marauder. I think that a companion can also be the target, but I will check that. Okay, so I just read a few things about the companion, and this is really an amazing guy. I'm pretty sure I want to keep them and not give them away. I mean, he's really strong, right? He fights with 2 dice. He has 6 life points and 2 shield, which is massive. And he can attack 2 guys at the same time. He's aggressive, so therefore he can reroll misses. I mean, this is really a tough guy. Okay, he only has 2 attack dice. That is not so impressive against these guys, for example, who has 2 shield. But against weaker targets, this guy is really, really good. I don't see a reason necessarily why I should give him away. He's just really not bad. Okay, so anyway, god damn it, I already forgot what I wanted to do. Yeah, he can be actually attacked. That was what I was looking for. So he's going to move here and here, moving towards these 2 guys. And so now gotta see yeah, we go to the next turn and we gotta see what my plan is. So first she gets 1 tenacity because she's in a magic stance. She gets back 2 dice. And so the question is, do I want to attack this guy? So what I would like to do is, I would like to open this cache. The problem is, if I do that, I mean, if I attack him or try to engage somehow with him, I can only move 2 spaces. So I basically end up here or here, so definitely within its range, which is a bit dangerous. I could move 4 spaces, I could kind of run away here, would be safe, but then I cannot open the cache, which sucks. So maybe I just want to try to roll this thing again. And hope that I roll something exciting. Okay, so here's what I do. I roll again the wall of elements. And yeah, maybe that. So let's try this again. I'm aiming for him. And then we'll see. I mean, if things go wrong, I can still position maybe the orc next to him to protect me. So let's see. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Now, I mean, first we got this thing here. So that does again, I get 2 tenacity. All right, that's not bad. And I deal 1 damage to an adventurer. Now, you know, I'm thinking actually, I'm going to take that damage myself. I cannot deal damage toward him. He does not count as an adventurer. Okay. Okay, so we got this. I'm going to put that aside for now. This is interesting. This is now the wall of elements. Apply a maim status die to 1 enemy in range. So what does maim mean? Let's see. When this unit rolls combat skill dice, the total damage rolled is reduced by half, then rounded down. This effect does not apply to true damage. Okay, and this die stays with him during this whole combat. This is not removed like at the end of the turn or something like that. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to place that here, and because this guy has 2 shield, it's going to be very hard for him to do massive damage against him. I mean, he could do maybe a few, but not that much. I think we're safe now. That was a pretty good move, I guess. And the last one is this here. Let me see what that actually does. At the end of any unit's turn, you may choose an adventurer. In combat, dice stands to perform and engage, rolling 2 of their available skill dice. If those dice would be exhausted, they are recovered instead. Then exhaust this die. Okay, so that allows me to take this here. This is an active die, by the way. This goes here, and this goes here, and this die is drained, so it goes away for now. And I get that back at the end of the battle. That was the die that gave me this option. I can do this only once per die per battle, basically. Okay, but this was pretty successful. And now, let me see. I want to move this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I simply want to do that, and then he can just move here, right? Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. First, I can move her. 1. I haven't moved her. I just did the engage action. So I can move here and search this thing. So we got 3 dice, 3 attempts to roll a 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay. Oh, that's pretty awesome. You know what? I'm going to take the fatigue. And we made it in the first turn. Great. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's cool. A calcinium mace. that is a weapon that he can use in his sword battle stance. That's really cool. For each 2 tenacity you have, add 1 enemy combat die to this engage. And if you overtax it before performing this engage, gain 2 tenacity. That's pretty awesome. So for now I'm going to place that in my backpack. I mean, but later I'm definitely going to give this to the other guy. That's a cool weapon. Okay, lovely. And now it's his activation. Oh no, she can move 1 more space, so he moves back here. Now it's his activation, finally. So he can move up to 6 spaces. So he can move twice, basically, if he does not engage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He simply moves here. And that is then the end of the turn, and he can remove, of course, his fatigue. That's it. And then I'm going to move the Orc Marauder right here. And, you know, I'm going to give him an attack. Why not? He probably won't do anything. But maybe he will. Who knows? So, okay, so that was 2 hits. But the Ogre has an armor of 2. So, yeah, that was useless. But alright. I want him here to protect the Dark Elf. So we activate now the Ogre, and he rolls 3 dice, but his damage is reduced. However, he is still aggressive. Okay, so he's allowed to re-roll this because of the aggressive. You can re-roll a miss once. Okay, so he did, okay, that's not great. He did 4 hits. However, ow. Yeah, I guess you simply halve this now to 2 because of this maim ability or die, and then he can prevent these 2 because of his armor values. So yeah, that went according to plan. Excellent. Now, I don't have a reason to kill him, although I probably could try now. It's probably not such a... Oh, we are already in turn 3. But it's not part of the job, right? I don't get any advantage from killing this guy. Okay, so now we go to turn 4. And got the recovery phase, so I will get back 2 of my dice. One goes here, the other one goes here, and now I'm simply going to move 1, 2, 3 spaces. Oh, and I get a tenacity. I forgot that. And I'm here. That's great. The other guy moves 2 spaces, 1, 2, no recovery action for him. And then the Orc moves, well, actually, yeah, I think I don't even have to move. It says when both adventurers are on this thing, but I'm still going to move 1, 2 spaces, and that's it. So now the Ogre will move 1, 2. He's going to attack again the Orc Marauder. Okay, we're going to re-roll that because of the aggressive ability. Okay, that means we got 3. It's halved, rounded down. No problems for me. Okay, so that's it. We did it. Pretty cool. And we got this guy. Yeah, so that was nice. We're at the end of this task. Now let's see what it says. Ugh. So, okay, first I'm going to clear all this stuff. Okay, so now we gain the rewards, and we gain 2 experience points for this adventure, both of us. So this goes here, and this goes here, and we are now at 10 XP. And okay, now we got to go to C28 on page 47. It's all in the framing again. Your evidence yields speedy results. Word has spread to Solitude that Break the Bloody is likely the one responsible for Kiernarik's death, and at Raz's instruction you swiftly volunteer to fulfill the newly declared bounty on the Reachman's head. If Break is eliminated before he can be questioned, there's a greater chance the frame job will hold up. You do wonder, however, about some conversation you overheard while creeping through the late Jarl's camp. To hear some of the lingering guards tell it, Kianarik wasn't engaged in aiding the creatures of Black Reach at all. Rather, his sojourns below the surface of Skyrim were made to aid the denizens of Dusktown, the mining community situated within Blackreach just south of the dangerous Greymore Keep. This information troubles you, and we resolve to share your findings with Raz after you interrogate some local toughs about Break's location, that is. Regardless of the Jarl's true allegiance, there's no doubt the Reachman you're framing is a nasty piece of work. Okay, travel to an unstable landmark and successfully complete a clash or delve encounter. This is recommended by day 9. Adventurers may spend a collective 2 tenacity to set the unstable die to the side of their choice instead of rolling it. Alright, fine. Okay, so that's what we got to do. Now there are a couple of unstable locations here. But before we get to this, let me see. We could now spend XP to buy additional skills. Got 2 XP, I could do that. Let me think about that for a minute. You know, I think what I want to do with him is I want to spend 2 to get another stamina. That will allow me to roll 4 dice. And I got a couple of dice sitting here now. So I could, for example, roll these 2 dice. And I don't know, maybe these 2. And then they stay for a while in the cooldown, and I want them to be there. I want these dice to be in the cooldown to get the advantage of them. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense if I can only roll 2 dice or 3 dice. It's better if I roll a couple more. So 4 dice is pretty good. I want that. So that's what I did here. Here, I'm still not sure what I want to do. Got to think about that a little more. I mean, there's also the option to say, hey, maybe I should wait and try to increase my cooldown a bit. This is total bullshit. I think I'm gonna... I really don't need this. Sadly, I cannot untrain my combat skill. But I should have placed the combat skill here or here. I can untrain the dice, but not the skill itself. But then I had, you know, I kind of wasted these slots here. That is really not good. Okay, here's what I want to do. I think I want to get this expert summoner die. The combat stat and movement of companions you control are increased by X. She controls the Orc Marauder, so that is really neat. Yeah, I think, well, yeah, it costs me 2 to do that, which is expensive. I mean, the other option would be the Destruction Staff. Level 3, for example. Deal 2 true damage to your target, then apply a blind status die to it. Wow. But it makes me blind too. Is that a problem? After this unit, apply a blind status. What? Oh, it's a... yeah, okay. The unit considers all units to be opposing units. If this unit engages, it can only target the strongest adjacent unit. Okay. Deal 2 true damage to your target and 1... The thing is, though, if I play this Pulsar, that would mean the other unit would basically remain blind until it's killed. But I lose the blind status if it is removed from the cooldown. So that might be just for a single turn, maybe. Deal 2 true damage to your target and 1 true damage to each unit adjacent to your target. All units that take damage from this skill then gain a blind status die. Wow. After this engage, gain a blind... I mean, this is really awesome, man. That's really strong. Elemental Drain. Apply this die to your target. When the enemy this die is applied to is defeated, apply this die to an enemy adjacent to it. Then deal that new enemy 2 true damage. What? I don't know, man. That sounds awful. Apply this die to your target. So basically, nothing happens if you do that. So you want to give it to a weak guy. Yeah, okay. I don't know, man. Elemental Rage. Choose a cache in range and deal a total of X damage distributed as you choose among units within 2 hexes of that cache. Then discard the cache from play. I mean, okay, that could be a lot of damage. Right? That 5 or 7 damage, basically. That's not bad. That's not bad. But I really feel the Pulsar, man, that's really strong. Okay, so that is an interesting choice. I have a feeling that the Pulsar is actually stronger. You can basically take 1 unit out of the game completely, and if we're fighting strong guys, I mean, that's that is not bad at all. And actually, you can use this die obviously multiple times. It's not like it goes away, it just goes Yeah, I mean, you just simply exhaust it, right? If I'm not mistaken, you just exhaust that die. Yeah. Yeah, so that, I mean, that is, I'm going to go with that. That's a good one. So let's find that pulsar. Is it this one? I think it's only available once, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it that one? Oh yeah, it's this one here. Okay, yeah, that's the pulsar. Cool, so I'm going to place that here. And that costs me 2 points. Wow, okay. Yeah, and then maybe next time I'm going to go with this expert summoning here. That's really interesting stuff. These guys get pretty powerful after a while. And this guy here, well, oh yeah, I gave him the extra stamina. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on here. I'm enjoying this quite a bit. It's really, really cool. It's a lot of fun. So that was that, and then we go to the end of day, to the healing step, adventure rest. So we can remove this. And we can now exchange items. Oh God, and again I have real issues. God, picking this up. So I'm going to give this calcinium mace to this guy, and he has for each 2 tenacity to have. So he has 2 tenacity at the moment. So he simply can use an additional combat die, an enemy combat die. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, and yeah, that's oh, and we can heal 1 life point. So she gets a life point, and he also gets 1. And by the way, this guy, if he takes damage, he always starts each battle with his full life points. So I really feel we're in a pretty good shape now. And I'm going to load this up here. Oh, wait a second. One last action. Yeah, this actually stays here, so these cities are under siege. So actually this area is all accessible for me. That's fine. Cool. Fine. I'm, yeah, feeling good. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.